Welcome to your Daily 5 for Tuesday, July 8th, 2025. I reviewed the first Iron Angels film from 1987 last week, said it was a blast, and I talked about the fact that I was going to watch the next two films in the trilogy. And so I have watched Iron Angels 2 from 1988, which has part of the cast of the first film returning. The two women, Elaine and Moon, are back, as well as Alex. Angel 001 sadly is not in this film, but he will be replaced is the wrong word. There will be another Angel, a local Malaysian Angel, who will take his place late in the film. So we do still have essentially a 4-person party along with two local specialists who are, I believe, in the movie really to show off the fact that the two men, that the two individuals that they cast in these roles are exceptionally gifted athletes. I mean, when you see what these two guys are doing, almost everybody, to be fair, is just doing incredible work. This is probably one of the films where there is the most, well, I shouldn't say the most. This is a film where it's very clear that many of the main actors are in very real danger of being killed, where you are seeing incredible stunts where, again, from this time period, pre-CG and pre a lot of the stuff that's done now, they were taking big risks where if something had gone wrong in terms of timing or a landing, you have a dead lead actor in your film. So just for that, I would absolutely recommend it. But if you listen to last Friday's show, one of the things I talked about in terms of this film that I was dreading was a particular scene with one of the lead actors being the victim of sexual assault, which I don't ever like in films, especially because it felt like it was going to be on a character who in the first film was portrayed as somewhat promiscuous, and so I didn't know, were they going to do it where her kind of very free-spirited attitude towards being with other people was going to be used against her. I really was expecting this to be pretty bad because of the time frame and the fact that not all movies handle this type of material very well. In fact, seldom do, even today. But and this is the one spoiler I'm going to give you, what I thought was going to happen, what I had read happen in this movie, does not happen. So, there is a small degree of sexual assault that begins, but it stops almost immediately, which is completely contrary to what I had read. So if that was something that immediately put you off as well, you can watch this film, safe in the knowledge it doesn't happen. And this is not, as far as I understand, alternate takes or anything. It's just I think that some people misconstrued what was happening as one thing when in fact it really isn't. It would have been, and I'm avoiding using certain words here just to be, sensitive to everybody, but there is something that it seemed like was about to happen, but does not actually happen. So, if that was stopping you, watch this. And in fact, I would say, watch this. I don't know if I agree with everyone who says it's better than the first one. It's definitely on par. There may be actually more and bigger explosions. That's possible, thinking about it in totality. But honestly, I would put the first two films on equal footing. They don't replicate the same type of story. They do something new, which I think is great. I mean, there are going to be familiar elements to these films, don't get me wrong. It is kind of a James Bond and Mission Impossible Rambo mixed together, which is great. But they don't just do the same type of storyline. They actually do something very different. Although I do believe that the villain at the very beginning is one of the villains from the first movie. They don't ever name the character, but it appears to be the same actor, and it looks like it's a continuation of that, just kind of sealing that up. I don't know that for sure, but in my head, that's what happened. And then the rest of the film is basically something entirely new. And it's basically the Angels are on vacation, and wouldn't you know it, vacation turns to hijinks. Hijinks of the violent, bloody, and explosive nature. And if you want to see a bunch of guns being fired, squibs, explosions, car stunts, martial arts, close-up hand fighting, incredible, dangerous things being performed by the actual lead actors. This movie's got it all. It really is every bit as good as the first one. I am so happy I bought this box set because now 2 of the 3 films have delivered. If the third one is a dud, who cares? I've still gotten 2 tremendous action, non-American martial arts gunfire action films, and I couldn't be happier. So Iron Angels 1, highly recommended. Iron Angels 2, I'm thrilled to say a sequel that delivers every bit as much as the first one does. Later.